Welcome back. Thank you very much for staying on with us here on Joy News. It's time now for JN Interactive. Marian Ture is here. Good evening.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Yeah. Yourself?
Considering everything that we've heard today from our finance minister,
The prospects are
very bleak.
Really?
Yeah, for me.
Says who? You?
Well, from everything I've heard so far, it's very bleak. Although we are very hopeful that things will change. If I listen to everything he put together, that
he's hopeful as well.
He is hopeful, but it's all doom and gloom from here on. I mean,
I guess that's what people are saying.
That's what people are talking about, and ministerial reshuffle. Of course, there's a new insider.
Yeah.
There's some merging and mergers going on within the ministries as well. Whether it's good, bad, or whether the people like it or not, we're talking about all of that today.
All right, go on ahead.
Thank you. This is JN Interactive. Welcome, and my name is Marian Ture. Wherever you are, welcome to this half hour of interactivity. Before we start, though, I'd like to announce all the social media tools that you need to get in touch with the show. You'll find us on facebook.com/joynewsonTV. Like our page, comment on all the posts we put there. We'll share what you're sharing with the rest of the world. You'll find us on Twitter. We tweet at joynewsonTV and at JN Interactive GH. I tweet at MN Ture. All these three Twitter handles are ready to retweet your thoughts and share what you're sharing with the rest of the world. You can email us, joynewsim@multitvworld.com. Our WhatsApp number, 054-010-9009. So the Finance Minister, Seth Tekpe, has presented his mid-year review of the economy and the supplementary budget to Parliament today. The presentation could be seen as a year of misses, as he said government will be able to meet will not, in fact, be able to meet several of projections and targets is set for the year. This, he believes, has been due to a number of factors, including a tax shortfall, depreciation of the Ghana cedi, and decline in both cocoa and gold prices, meaning there won't be as much revenue accruing to government as had been forecast before. Well, this also means that our economy won't grow as much, and we will end the year spending more than we had actually planned. But it's not all doom and gloom, because there is hope in the near future, and that is what the Finance Minister wants you to understand as far as his supplementary budget is actually concerned. Yeah, so that is our first issue. And you know, on JN Interactive, so many issues can be trending on social media, and so we'll talk about it. So relating further to this particular issue is that government has actually reshuffled our ministers. So many things are happening on that front as well. And I'd like for you to know that former Chief Executive of the Commonwealth Telecommunications Organization, who is in the person of Eco-Spio Gabra, has been called into President Mahama's cabinet. In the latest government reshuffle, he actually replaces Haruna Idrisu at the Ministry of Trade and Industry, and Haruna Idrisu now moves to the Ministry of Employment and Labour Relations. Minister of State responsible for government business in Parliament, Dr. Benjamin Kombo, is now Defence Minister, replacing Mark Woyongo, who has been reassigned to the Ministry of Interior. It is not yet clear, though, which role, if any, Kwesi Awuhoy, who was at the Interior Minister, will play in President Mahama's administration, as his name is missing in the comprehensive list which accompanied the reshuffle. But the list also sees Alhaji Inusa Hussaini heading to the Ministry of Roads and Highways from the Ministry of Lands, and Natural Resources, Alhaji Amidu Suleimana, has been returned to the Upper West region as the administrative head for the Roads and Highways Ministry. And the President has also collapsed the Ministry of Information and Media Relations under a broad umbrella called Communications Ministry. And the new alignment government structure, the Ministry of Communications is now responsible for every information and media relations function of government, returning to its prior function as we knew it in 2001. All the agencies under the former Ministry of Information and Media Relations will now operate under this umbrella Ministry of Communications, which is under current Minister Dr. Omwani Boama, with Felix Kwachi Ofesu and our own Ato Sapon as deputies. The list consolidates other appointments announced in the last few weeks, which includes Deputy Minister of Finance Mona Kwate, Minister of Food and Agriculture Fifi Kwete, and Youth and Sports Minister Mahama Ayariga. And this actually brings to 72 the total number of appointees as ministers and deputy ministers. And the entire list is actually on our webpage, and so if you want to go and find out the rest for yourself, you can actually log on to myjoyonline.com and you find the full list there. JN Interactive, you know what we do. We ask you your thoughts on what is happening, and we've been asking, especially in line with the ministerial reshuffle, whether you actually think that this particular team that has been put in place can actually help take us from our economic woes. We're all crying. Salaries are shrinking, prices of goods and services are all going up. Everybody has been complaining that President Mahama's government is not doing what it ought to have done. It's not putting things in place to help us as Ghanaians move away from all these hardships and perhaps better our lot. So the president, perhaps we can call him a listening president. He's a communicator after all. And so all the things we've been communicating here on JN Interactive and all the other platforms, he's listened and he's reshuffled. And now he's giving you something brand new. Let's go and take our first video blog. And we've been asking whether you think this particular team is actually going to help, bring down our hardships, if we can call it that. Let's take our first video blog.
To be honest, if they reshuffle or not, there's not going to be any change in what they do, because they are not, as to us, like they've not reshuffled yet, they are not doing what they're supposed to do. So even if they reshuffle or not, they're still not doing their job. So I'd like to plead with them to better find something else to do than to be reshuffling. They're not helping us. They're not helping us.
No, I don't think it's going to be the team that will solve our economic problems. I think for good, if we want our economic problems to be solved, then we need to do a whole lot of stuff. We need to get a goal and a vision. But I guess in Ghana, we don't have anything like a goal and a vision. Every political party or every government comes in to do what he wants, then they go. And they are not accountable to anybody. Do you understand me? So when we have a goal or a vision, that maybe all the political parties will be setting their manifesto within that very vision. Then I guess when you are not able to meet what you promised, then there will be you'll be in problem, or you'll be accountable to the people because you are not able to meet your promises. But for now, I don't think, even when we ask people in this country what was the manifesto about the NDC party or John Mahama's manifesto before it was voted, people don't know even about 50%. Do you understand me? All they will tell you is what was on radio, but they don't know anything. But if we have a vision in this country that by this time we should get to this level, education should get to this level, then it's going to be something better because everybody in the nation will know about it.
No, because it's just the same people who are coming to occupy the same positions again.
Wow. Before you are hard taskmasters. I was actually thinking that you would even say you think something good will be coming out of it, but you're thinking, okay, is Same story, different day, same old kind of stuff. I'm sure that's what you're trying to say from that. And I think we should take some comments here before we go and take our other blogs that have been coming in. And so many of you have already been sending in your comments. I'm hoping that this will project so that we can all see it together. It's not coming up, but let me take a few anyway. This one we asked, okay, the precursor has already been set, and we've been asking you, is this the team that could solve our economic woes? And what do you make of the merger of the Information and Media Relations ministries? And would you want, who would you even want to occupy a position? Because a certain position is actually available, and that is the position of the majority leader for Parliament. And now that Kumbo won't be there anymore, somebody has to really go. And a lot of people, some speculations underground, are tipping Alban Bagbin to really go back and then take the position of a majority leader in Parliament. Would you want him to do that? Would you not? Let's take some comments on that particular one. Newton Jeffers just says, nobody from nowhere will solve our economic problems for us. The management system is kept under the care of people who are not ready to work for Ghanaians, but rather are working for their own interests. And that is a very strong one there, but that's what Newton Jeffers actually believes is going on. Ibrahim Bamba says, Marian, I think the president has done well in reshuffling the ministers, but this will not solve our economic woes. All we need to do is to put in place strict trade policies in order to maintain the cedi against the foreign currencies. Also, the president should do proper monitoring of ministers in order to sack those who come there to look for their selfish gains. Okay, this kind of is trending. A thread is forming around this issue that most of our leaders go there to actually enrich themselves and not to serve we the people who actually voted them into power. So if that is what you're doing, perhaps food for thought, you should change that. Alexander says the merger is in the right direction because formally it was duplication of job description. You are rather talking about the ministries of the now Ministry of Communication, which has media relations merged together. And Michael says better measures, but their implementation could be the problem. Eko is a nice man to take up the job, but the team he is going to work with is the problem. So, you know, you're thinking about the team rather than the single person. But don't you think that a single person can actually make a big change within, the fold? Or perhaps too many naysayers will drown the very good one. You never know. But it remains to be seen. Nwakpa says the government has failed as Mr. Spiogabra his call-up is too late. That's what you're thinking. I wish Spio rejects the offer since the harm has already been caused. Really? But if his aim is actually to serve us, then definitely he shouldn't reject it. He should actually take it up and serve his nation. After all, he's done it before. And so we are hoping that he'll be able to do it again. So we're asking in our next video blog what you make of the merger of the Information and Ministry and Media Relations. Those two have been put together as one ministry, Communications Ministry. Let's take our next video blog.
If we were to be, different, different functionings, it means that sometimes one person will having a different, information, another person also having a different information. But if it is all joined together, unless it's a good thing, they cannot have a common goal in terms of work.
Information goes along with communication, and if you have the info, you have to convey, you have to have channels of communication to be able to let the information get to the right people at the right time.
Information and communication, I don't think they should join those things together. It should just be separate, something like that.
I think it's two different departments. When we talk of information, maybe you are giving information to somebody. Communication, it's very broad because we talk about telecommunication systems and other stuff, how to manage it and other stuff. So I guess it's two different departments. So bringing it together, maybe it might work, but I don't think it will work that good.
Yeah, so if you remember, I was actually talking to you about people. I'm hoping that the story will prop up so that we can check it together. Actually thinking that now that there's a vacancy in Parliament for majority leader, they're hoping that perhaps Alban Bagbin will actually be put there so that he can steer the affairs of the House. I can't find it now, but if I do find it, I'll share it with all of you. But we'll take some more comments that have been trending in on social media, and then we'll take our final video blog before we go. Some of your comments. This one from Ananga Raymond. Ananga says, John should give it to me. Oh, you want to be majority leader? Really? Obero Usureku, I'm disappointed in Spirit Gabra for agreeing to be part of this corrupt and insensitive administration. His presidential ambition has been exchanged with this new appointment. Well, the man hasn't accepted yet. We're yet to see. But we'll keep the rest to ourselves and wait and see. Albert says, merger and reshuffle cannot help us. So what we need is creative decisions that can turn the economy round. If not, we are suffering a lot. Okay. And this one is coming from Godwin. The reshuffle of ministers can be the best answer to Ghana's economic crisis. I believe in sacking when not performed. Okay, you want their KPIs to be checked properly to make sure that if they're not, then yes. And I'm sure you can see something popping up on the screen. At this particular moment, we have reached 1.1 million people who are actually talking about our page on social media. So congratulations to all of you for being part of that 1.1 million people. And in the last few minutes alone, we have had 468 likes, people joining the page. Thank you so much for your custom, if I can call it that, right, joining us. We'll go take our final video blog. And in that one, we are asking you who you would want to occupy the position of majority leader in Parliament. If you were the one actually making those appointments, who would you choose to do that? Let's take our final video blog.
I expect people like, maybe let's take it, Ekospo Gabra to be there. I expect people like Dr. Ampofu to be there. I don't understand why Komna Dufo is not in the team, but I expect Komna Dufo to be in the team too.
Alban Bagbin, and I think that man is good. And then I believe he should occupy that seat. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people didn't want to talk on the issue, but the only person who spoke actually, is speaking about what I told you was actually trending on the streets of Ghana, that they would rather have Alban Bagbin be majority leader in Parliament. So if the appointment fairy is listening to JN Interactive, perhaps they've heard you and they'll put the man back in that position. Let's take some final comments before we wrap up on today's show. And this one is coming from Samora Usu Ej. Mr. President, continue with your musical chairs and you will still fail. We are tired of all your decisions. Okay. Henry says, let's hope for the best for our economy and beloved country. Sana Felix, confusion at its highest. No hope with this lazy Mahama. The country can't go forward unless the ministers and the president fear good. Oh, I'm okay. That's coming from Samuel Ohine Frimpong and Haruna Idris and Idris. I just don't know what to say about the current economic crisis. May God have mercy on us. Benjamin HK, we pray that all should be good in the near future because Ghanaians are suffering. But the reshuffle has no impact on our economy. That's what you're thinking. And John Abam Nyako, I think it's the right direction because Pio Gabra brings experience and expertise. But the merged ministry, I wish Okujeto headed it or James Ejenim Boating. Okay. Laurel Mensa Smith, same old lyrics, just a different tune. So what are you dancing, Azonto or Al-Qaeda? You never know. Jesse Chase says, any change should look forward to affecting our lives as Ghanaians. But the big question is, do we call this change at all? Since the same people are moving up and down, change is coming. And let's change to suit that much awaited change. Ha, ha, ha. Two more comments before we go, or before I refresh this and get some of more comments that I've drawn. Let's wait to see what the reshuffle will bring. Mahama is now putting on his clothes. So what? He was naked before? You people, you're naughty. You're very, very, very naughty to say that the man is now putting on his clothes. Yo, President Mahama catches you. Me, as they say, me, I'm not a monk. Let's see some of your comments that have been more of that, and then we can wrap up on today's show. Yeah, in the last few minutes, we've had just about 40 comments dropping in on the show already. Let's see which ones I haven't taken, so we can take that. This one is coming from Patrick Redu. Until Ofosu Kwachi and Ablakwa leave, I'm sure that's what you're saying, but you wrote live, there will be no solution. They just talk, they are the weakest link. Really? Bravo, Jan, still no hope. I don't think this government can give us anything better. It's always building on its failures. God save us. Daniel says it shall be well. Max Billion Techimen Sabak Pabonku from Takrade. Whether they bring in Steel Gabra or whoever, the pig cannot wear a white cloth without making itself dirty. The merging of the two ministries, Mahama scores D+ there. Him for reshuffling. Let's pray they think of the taxpayer before building financial walls around their families. By the way, I wish them better luck in the new task. Affiliate Benjamin, we are tired. Oh, Tom, stop talking and act. Henry, let's hope for the best for our economy and beloved country. Sana Felix, confusion at the highest. No hope with this lazy government. Okay. So much of that coming through. We're ending the show here. My partner in crime is back. We can wrap up together. Welcome back.
Thanks a lot. And let me just remind you guys that you should expect a lot more stories, especially with regards to the media budget review on News at 8 with Israel Lai. But for now, though, we have to go. I'm Prince Minka.
My name is Marian Ture. Enjoy the rest of our programs. Good evening. Bye-bye.